Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esthetician Connection Zoom Room Education. This is Sheri Flasch, and I have Tina Rask with me today, and she is with Clear Choice, Dermastart, which has Clear Choice and Prana Spaceuticals. So she's going to be doing a presentation on how to up your peel game. And if you're anything like me, you love peels and you look for any way there is to up your peel game. So super excited to have Tina on today. So welcome. Thank you for being here. It looks like, let me make sure, oh my goodness, we've got lots of people coming in. So, okay guys, we're waiting for some people to come in. The presentation that's going to be given today is from Dermastart, Clear Choice, and Prana Spaceuticals. Tina Rask is going to be doing a presentation on upping your peel game, and we have to make sure we have some sort of fun giveaway, as we always do, because you know I love to give things away. What we're going to do today, and I'm going to hold this up here. I have a new webcam, guys, just so I'm super excited to let you know that. So if I'm looking like in different directions, it's because I'm trying to make sure I do the right thing. Okay, so let me hold this up. This is the Clear Choice SPF. It is a 45 Sport Shield, and this has won awards. Tina, hasn't this won awards? I forgot which was it. Which award did this one win?
It's won quite a few. Let me take a quick peek, and I will actually be able to.
This SPF has won awards. It is a 4-ounce tube. I mean, this is not a dinky little tube. This is a great size SPF.
The last one was Esthetician's Choice with Dermascope for 2018.
That's a recent one. So yeah. 3 of you are going to win this. And the way you're going to enter to win this product is make sure you take a selfie of you taking this Zoom room class, post it on the Esthetician Connection Facebook group page. Let us know what you think of the class. Make sure you use the hashtag ECLovesDermastart, and that's going to help us look for the entry. So how you enter, again, I'm going to make sure, because we've got tons of people in now. So the way you enter for this is you take a photo of yourself, a selfie of you and your laptop or your phone or wherever, your iPad, whatever you're doing, because we want to know what you're doing, where you're doing it, and that, you know, you're staying safe and happy and healthy. Take a photo of you taking this Zoom room class. Tell us what you think of it, and use the hashtag ECLovesDermastart. And 3 of you are going to win the Sport Shield from Clear Choice, and it is a 4-ounce tube. So look how tall that is. It's big. So make sure you remember to enter for that. We also are, and here's some exciting news, we are bringing Dermastart and their products to the Esthetician Connection website in our open stock program. And that is going to be every month around the 1st of the month. You always want to check back on the EC website. We are uploading new brands into our open stock program, which allows you to shop from multiple skincare product lines and all in one place. So Dermastart, Prana, and Clear Choice are coming on board May 1st. Yay, we're so excited about that. So many great options for you, including an awesome peel bundle that we're gonna, which might be something you wanna get started with after you take the peel class, and they'll be available to you. The 1st of every month, so May 1st, June 1st, July 1st, that's the best time to take a peek. We're so excited to have them on board. Thrilled that you're going to have so many new options to choose from on the website as well. So let me make sure. Okay, we've still got more people coming in, but if you come in, we'll come back later. I'll tell you how to enter for the SPF. I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Tina. Tina, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sheri, for having us. Here at Dermastart, we're really excited. We are excited about our products and estheticians and introducing them to how much fun they can have with everything. So we're really excited. What we're going to do today is talk about how you can up your peel game. We are going to have a brief few minutes getting you reintroduced to the different chemical peels, the lower levels that will allow you to pair them up with other modalities to up your peel game. At the end of this, of course, we're going to have time for some questions. You can talk to me, find out some particulars, more in-depth things if you want to touch on them. So let's get started, and I'm pretty excited about this. All right. So, upping your peel game. Now, better together. The peels that we're going to talk about and the modalities are going to be a combination of using them adjacent with the modalities to help enhance the treatment being performed and to help enhance the results you're going to get for your client. Lactic acid is going to be what we're going to touch on first. Now, lactic acid, of course, is a humectant, and it's a natural moisturizing factor. It's going to work on the stratum corneum. This treatment is easily tolerated. It's due to the large molecular weight of the acid. This works for hyperpigmentation. It works for photo-damaged skin, minimal to no downtime, depending on strength, and is great for all skin types. Now, there are some of you ladies that like to use our Pranaline, which you can also pair these up with. Do keep that in mind. Again, questions, we can help you with that at the end. Now, this particular is our Clear Choice 10% enzyme gel and the Clear Choice 70 cryoprotective lactic. The 10% lactic enzyme gel peel has a pH of 2.9. This can be used with or without steam. It may be layered with the rosacea peel or the Pronoglycolic 30. When used in conjunction with another peel, this will act as a degreaser for the skin, allowing you to get a more intensive exfoliation and an increased product penetration. Now pay attention to this lactic enzyme gel peel. This is your handy little secret in the pocket. This is a beautiful product to use. You can also keep this with a lot of modalities. We'll get there. The indications for this, all skin types. Fitzpatrick's 1 through 6, and it's beautiful for hyperpigmentation. 70% cryoprotective lactic acid peel. You have a pH here of 1.7. Now, this is going to be non-irritating. It's a rapid exfoliator. The added benefit of using this is going to be the fermented extract in it. It's going to have a glycoprotein from the Antarctic Sea, which is going to help improve and enhance that hydration. So all skin types. This is really beautiful because of the hydration in it. So it's great for dry and dehydrated skin, hyperpigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, acne scarring, Fitzpatrick 1 through 4 with pre-treatment, because I want you ladies to understand this does have the 70% concentration and it has a pH of 1.7. Please be careful when you're going to use it with those. Pre-treatment's important here. 35% green tea glycolic, pH of 2.3. This is beautiful for rosacea, aging, sensitive skin, grade 1 acne, Fitzpatrick's 1 through 6. This is going to help heal without the effect of peeling. It's a blend of glycolic and green tea, so it's a beautiful, beautiful solution. This is going to help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, lighten and brighten that skin, smoothing the textures, and it's great for all skin types. 50% glycolic peel. You have a pH of 1.7 here. Now this is going to directly influence that epidermal layer, promoting that cellular turnover and the skin renewal. This is really, really good for mild acne scarring, uneven tone and texture, fine lines and wrinkles. Fitzpatrick's 1 through 3 is who you really want to focus on with this particular acid. 4 through 6 can be done, but you're going to prep. You're going to prep quite a while before you even consider using this on their skin. 25% mandelic, pH of 2.0. This is everybody's girlfriend or boyfriend, except for those who are allergic to almonds. So mandelic acid is derived from bitter almond, and its benefits include less redness, flaking, and skin irritation. It's going to be a better choice for people with lots of pigment. Has a larger molecular structure than glycolic acid, making it less harsh and better tolerated. It's beautiful. Instead of using a glycolic or a salicylic, you're going to have it to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. Great for sensitive, rosacea, sensitized. It's great for melasma. It's beautiful for PIH and acne, Those who have low tolerances, it's great to lighten and brighten, great for refining the texture of the skin, safe for all skin types. It's a beautiful beginner peel and a prepper. The acne peel. So this peel is going to prevent the sebum blockage. This is going to ease the extractions and prevent the folliculitis. Now, you can utilize this on the back, the chest, and other areas of the bodies experiencing the breakouts, such as back knee, body acne, but do not do more than 20% treatment area of the body per application. If they need all over because of body acne, pick one. Back today, face next week. So this is going to be sourced from wintergreen leaves. It's the same salad that's used to make aspirin. Most commonly used BHA there is. It's effective as an anti-acne ingredient. This is antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. It's going to unclog those pores. And it's as effective as 1/5 the concentration of glycolic acid. It is also self-neutralizing. The Alpha Jewel Peel. This has a pH of 2.3. The Jewel Peel is intended to remove the outermost layers of dead skin with the added bonus of precious gems. This unique element leaves trace amounts of essential minerals. They create large levels of antioxidants to help neutralize that stressed skin. So our key ingredients in the Alpha Jewel is glycolic, lactic, kojic, and copper. The indications on this one is it's great for hyperpigmentation, sun damage, fine lines, wrinkles, loss of elasticity, and menopausal concerns. Now, I call this the down and dirty, one and done, because this is a peel. Your clients can come in because they have an important date, an important occasion. Hit them with the Alpha Jewel, let them go. They can immediately put on makeup, no downtime, go to that important event. This is a beautiful instant peel that have results. But I want you to remember there's copper in this one, and that's going to be really important to recall when we get to the modalities. Now we're going to address types of modalities here. We're going to discuss oxygen, microdermabrasion, the LED, high frequency, dermaplaning, cryotherapy. Now we're not going to go into like detail because if you're already doing these modalities, you're fully aware of what each treatment is, but I am going to give you a brief summary of each one, touch on what it does, and then how you layer it with the chemical peel. So microdermabrasion is where we're going to go first. Microdermabrasion is generally known as a mildly abrasive technique for removing the thicker, uneven outer layer while assisting with collagen thickening. Now this is going to help with the fine lines, wrinkles, texture, tone, acne scars, pores, and dull skin of your client. What you want to do when you're going to use microdermabrasion is you're going to use your chemical peel before your microderm. It's recommended you're going to do one pass and you're going to neutralize it thoroughly before you move on to your microdermabrasion. You don't want to over exfoliate the skin and overwork it. In conjunction, they work beautifully, but you cannot overwork the skin. Please keep that in mind. Too much is not a good thing. You're going to want to use the lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic acid, the mandelic peel, and those are the only 3 acids that you are going to use with that. Again, it's the lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic, or the mandelic. I'll give you guys just a second if you want to jot that down under the microdermabrasion. Those are the 3 peels that pair best with this modality. Okay, we're going to go on to the next. LED. LED is also known as photomodulation. Now this uses wavelengths of visible light to aid the skin in various ways. The way it does that is it helps with acne, pigmentation, collagen, elastin, rosacea, lymphatic drainage, dullness, redness, and swelling. Now, LED can be used after treatment. Do not recommend it after a TCA, an isomer, or a Jesner. You can use the lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic, the mandelic peel, the acne peel, the 50% glycolic peel, the 70% lactic, and the alpha jewel. Now, what you want to remember when you are doing light treatments, LED, is you want to make sure that it's not too much, because if you're using a serum that has copper or gold, in addition to like the alpha jewel, which has copper, don't use too many conductive materials, because you are using light and it's going to conduct. So be aware of how many layers that you're putting on the skin that will conduct electricity when you're doing your modality pairings. So I would use the serum or the peel. Again, you can use lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic, the mandelic, the acne, the 50% glycolic, the 70% lactic, and the alpha jewel. I'll give you just a moment to finish writing those down if you need to. If not, I can touch base on those again at the end. Dermaplaning. So dermaplaning is utilizing a specialized scalpel to exfoliate the epidermis and remove the fine vellus hairs, also known as peach fuzz, from the skin. This is beautiful for working with dry skin, acne, scarring, fine wrinkles, pigmentation, and dullness. Now, acid peels, too much coffee this morning. Acid peels can be used before dermaplaning. Recommended 1 pass, 1. You're going to thoroughly neutralize before you do the dermaplaning. We recommend that you use the lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic, the mandelic. Those are the 3 that we recommend using with dermaplaning, because you're not going to want to overwork the skin, over exfoliate the skin. And please, 1 pass. Again, with pairing an acid peel with dermaplaning, we recommend the lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic, and the mandelic. I'll give you just a second. Okay. High frequency. So what high frequency is, it's a treatment that users use thermal heating and high oscillation that's going to warm up the skin and the cells. What this does is it allows for deeper penetration of and absorption of product into the skin. It's a really beautiful modality. If you use it, you know. If you don't, you might want to check it out. This is going to help to minimize acne, helps with collagen, elastin, fine lines, sagginess. It's beautiful for sagging skin. Anti-aging, blood circulation, depuffiness. So you want to use this, you want to use your acid peels before you utilize the high frequency treatments. Now you're going to make sure that you are thoroughly neutralizing your acid peel. TCA, isomer, Jesner are not recommended for this modality. So we do recommend you use the lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic, the mandelic peel, the acne peel, the 50% glycolic, the 70% lactic, and the alpha jewel. Again, I'm going to give you just a moment. When you're utilizing the high frequency modality treatment, we recommend that you compare them up with the lactic enzyme gel, a green tea glycolic, a mandelic, an acne peel, a 50% glycolic, a 70% glycolic, or the alpha jewel peel. Cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is also known as Frotox. It is The same kind of results as you get from Botox, except for they are freezing your cells at a level of about -200 to -300 degrees. This is also just a face treatment. This is really interesting therapy modality, and it's going to decrease the inflammation. It reduces pore size by tightening them. It tightens the skin as well, helps with atopic dermatitis, reduces acne, and it helps with blood circulation. Now, this can be used, a chemical peel can be used before the cryotherapy. You're going to want to neutralize it thoroughly. And again, do not recommend a TCA, an isomer, or a Jesner before a cryotherapy treatment. We do recommend the lactic enzyme gel, green tea glycolic, a mandelic peel, an acne peel, the 50% glycolic, a 70% lactic, and the alpha gel. I'll give you just a moment in case you need to note those down. Again, I'll just go over them real quick. For a cryotherapy modality, we recommend pairing it with the lactic enzyme gel, the green tea glycolic, a mandelic, the acne peel, the 50% glycolic, the 70 lactic, or the alpha gel. Oxygen machines. Oxygen treatment is basically taking oxygen and moisturizing serum and temporarily plumping up the face with the treatment. A lot of devices look like airbrush machines. Some are specialized pens to really blast the oxygen and serum into the skin on that cellular level. So what it does is it's a beautiful anti-inflammatory. It's great for rejuvenation, dry skin, dull skin, dehydration, fine lines. It's going to help diminish the pore size, help with eliminating acne bacteria. It assists with evening out the skin tone, strengthening the elasticity of the skin. Now, the chemical peel, again, is going to be before the oxygen treatment. You're going to neutralize it thoroughly. Do not recommend TCAs, isomers, or Jesners. But you can do post-treatment. We do recommend lactic enzyme gel, green tea, mandelic, acne, glycolic, lactic, and alpha gel. I'll give you just a moment if you need to write that down. Now, you'll notice the majority of your modalities, you're going to do your chemical peels beforehand. And that just opens up the skin. It's a beautiful way to exfoliate the epidermis before coming in with the modality, the extra modality, and really penetrating your client's skin with those products. The post-care healing system. This can be used after any treatment. It's 3 to 10 days depending on the downtime for each treatment, and it varies on each client's skin tolerance. It comes with the 4 items that you see here. I actually have one right here behind me. It comes with everything your client needs for the 3 to 10 days. It has the gentle foaming cleanser, the post-care protectant, a Sport Shield 45 is in here, and the Lumi enzyme mask. Everything your client needs after a beautiful treatment. And that way you know and have the peace of mind that they're doing everything you want them to do. Again, it comes with the gentle foaming cleanser, the post-care protectant, the Sport Shield 45, and the Lumi enzyme mask. So we are Blue Bunnies, cruelty-free, recyclable, gluten-free, and our plastics. Dermastart.com, and we are going to turn this over to Sheri and open it up to questions.
We do have some questions that I want to ask, and then we have some in the question room. So Tina, thank you for the information. I know that I use a lot of these peels anyway, so now I've got some more ideas, which is good. I also want to remind people, do not forget, if you're watching this, to post on the EC Facebook page, you watching the webinar, and use the hashtag EC loves Dermastart, and 3 of you are going to win the Sport Shield 45. So make sure you use that hashtag so we know what to look for. Let's look at some questions, okay? Oh gosh. All right, Tina or Jasmine, what does an esthetician need to watch for when they're, like, specifically watch for when they're pairing their peels with modalities?
Okay, so what you're going to want to watch for when you're pairing up your modalities with your peels, I touched on that briefly. For an example, when you're using LED, you're going to want to make sure that you're not using a lot of conductive materials, because you are working with electricity and light, and that stands that you don't want a lot of it layered on your client. Like, I personally would not take like a gold serum or a copper serum and then do my alpha jewel peel, because I'm taking copper and then gold and then using an LED on top of that. I would be concerned because I'm taking conductive and then electrical. You're also going to want to make sure that there's nothing that is going to be over exfoliating on the skin in order to cause a lot of super irritation.
An excellent point. There's some more that are popping in here. So this question comes from Denise. Why would you do the modalities before a peel and not after, is her question.
Again, you're controlling the rate of exfoliation on your client, because I do a chemical peel. Depending on the type of modality, you're going to use one pass, especially if you're doing like a double exfoliant. For example, dermabrasion, dermaplaning. So I can use one peel, then go on to my modality, but I'm controlling the rate of aggressive technique on my client. Whereas if I do my modality first and I come in afterwards with my peel, I may go too far with that acid and I can't back off at that point. What is done is done. When you go the other way, you can control, because if I'm doing a modality with my client, I can visually instantly tell the moment it's too much for the skin and I can stop.
Gotcha.
And that's a really off the level there.
Exactly. And that's a good point. The next question I see that I'm going to chime in on a little bit, it says, why couldn't you use the peel after you do a microdermaplane or a microdermabrasion is what I think she meant to put, or a dermaplane. And I don't think it's that you can't do a peel after that, because in my practice, that's kind of where I focused, was doing my dermaplaning prior to the chemical peels that I did. But like Tina just said, you have to know that that's a much more advanced and much more aggressive treatment. So if you are just starting to stack these things, it's a really good way to start. So that way you have more control over, like when I'm dermaplaning, I have more control because I have the pressure, the speed, how many times I go over an area. When you're dealing with an acid, while we use our instinct and our knowledge to do as much control as we can, once we wipe that acid on, there is a level of not having control. So I agree with you on that, but I also know that depending on what you're doing it with, you could do it after that. So it's not that you can't. I think it's that you have to know and understand your client's skin, and that you're doing a little bit more advanced treatment. Wouldn't you agree, Tina?
Absolutely agree, because I may take and do a microdermabrasion, have one client that I would do a lower grade peel on, the one pass, do my microderm or my dermaplane, finish them up, send them home. And then I have Miss May over here who I take and do, the isomer on 3 times a year. And now she comes in because this is my hardcore lady. And she's like, I want dermabrasion on my face now. So, okay, instead of doing an isomer, we're going to do a dermabrasion, and then I'm going to take and, come over your skin with a 2-pass treatment of this acid. But it's because I know the face, I know the skin, I know my skill set. That is a lot that you have to take and know. So it really depends on if you're an aggressive esthetician, are you a progressive esthetician, and what kind of client are you currently working on, and what is your willingness to work that treatment that you've got your hands on, as far as if this goes further than I want, what are my options?
Exactly. And knowing that they have conditioned skin, knowing how their skin reacts, probably not, an ideal treatment for the first time a person walks in the door and you've never worked on their skin before. It's really good for those clients, like you said, that you're very used to their skin, you know how it reacts, they're well conditioned. So I agree with that too. A couple questions. Johansi asked actually 3 questions. So we're going to put them in one, and then you can jump in. Question 1, can the oxygen dome be used after a peel? 2, what cryotherapy machine do you recommend? And 3, what is the alpha jewel peel? Sorry, I'm not sure if you went over it. I joined in a little late. So if you would not mind touching on the alpha jewel for just a sec.
No problem. I actually have one right, let's see, right here behind me. Okay, so the alpha jewel peel, without having to back things up, it comes in a small box like this. So the alpha jewel peel is intended to remove the outermost layer. It's what I call my one and done. It's a beautiful peel. It's great for first time clients. It's beautiful for all skin types. This is my favorite peel for people who are worried about chemical peels, for my younger people who have prom, for my ladies who have a hot date, for my older ladies who just want to clean up their skin real quick and don't want to invest in a higher strength peel. They can immediately put on their makeup and hit my door. So this is why I call this my down and dirty, my one and done. This is a beautiful, very self-contained kit. What you have in here is your gentle foaming cleanser. You have the, let me open it up here. Just give me a second. You have the foaming cleanser, the solution, the neutralizing mask, and the serum. So this is a beauty. If you haven't used an alpha jewel, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful, beautiful peel kit.
And that's a peel that they can do as a standalone without a modality. So I think someone had asked that question. Carrie had said, what's a good peel that you can do if you can't combine treatments? And the alpha jewel is a really nice one. I think the lactic enzyme is also a really nice one that you can do just to give them a little perk, a little kind of smoothing of the skin. You don't have to worry about having too much downtime or side effects from that.
If you are working on older skin, the mushroom kit. Because
we didn't even.
Mushroom comes in the same thing as an alpha jewel. So younger skin, older skin.
Gotcha. And then Emma asked, and I'll chat on this too, how do you handle a client that's unhappy because they've developed a cold sore after a peel, even though you completely informed them that it's a potential side effect? The way that I dealt with clients, because I did primarily chemical peels, that was the brunt of most of my business. And, that's all in the client intake, because when you're doing your client intake, you have, obviously all the questions you go through with them. And when I sit down and go over them verbally and touch on certain things, like I'll say, what are you using? And they'll scribble something in. I usually want to find out what it is they're using. If they can show me a picture of it on the internet, because a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, this cream. And then next thing you know, they show you the cream is Retin-A. So these are things that we kind of go over with them. Same thing with cold sores or fever blisters. What I say to them, because oftentimes they will check, no, I don't get them. Nope. And they'll check no. And I almost always, if not always, said, okay, just to double check, you've never, ever, ever, ever had a cold sore or a fever blister or, those sun blisters anytime ever. And when you word it that way, sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, like I get the sun blisters. Because if we write in there, do you have herpes simplex? Sometimes people go, no. They don't want to go ahead and put it on there. And you'll say, okay, well, how often do you get them? And this is when I pay a lot of attention to them. I don't know, like once a year. Okay, I'm already worrying a little bit less now because they don't sound like they have them very often. Let them know that when find out obviously where it is, that usually it's on the lip, but it can be below the lip, it could be above the lip, it could be on the nose, it could be inside the nose. There's different places. So we want to take that location into effect, onto the notes. And then anytime we do a treatment on that client, for example, if their lips are prone to fever blisters, we always want to coat it with some sort of ointment prior to doing the chemical peel to prevent that peel from stimulating those nerve endings from activating, letting them know when they sign their peel consent forms that it is something that is a potential side effect if they're prone to them. Now, if a client would say, yeah, gosh, I get them like twice a month. Well, now bells are going off a little bit for me, because when I hear that they get them that often, I know that it's always going to be a challenge working with them on a regular basis, because how do I know if they're just starting to get one? They've just finished one. Are they still shedding? Can I move that anywhere? So oftentimes I will say, are you taking anything prophylactically? And oftentimes they are, especially if they get them that often. If they are not and they don't know what I'm talking about, then I will say, have you discussed this with your physician, letting them know that you are getting them this often. And many times the physicians will put them on a treatment therapy to keep them in check. And these are the clients you want to be super duper careful with, because oftentimes they will be getting them before we even know they're getting them. You can't even see pinkness on the skin. They'll know they're getting them because of that itchy sensation. We want to keep in that loop with them so that we're not applying any acids or peels or facial treatments while they're in that shedding phase. So Tina, if you had something you wanted to add to that, but I think that that's kind of what I did with my chemical peel, clients.
No, you said it all quite perfectly.
Would you ever recommend doing a microneedling with a peel? I know my answer for that. My answer would be no, there's different services, but Tina, if you want to jump in and let them know what you guys do.
Doing a microneedling with a chemical peel, I'm a progressive esthetician, so instantaneously, I'm gonna tell you no. The skin is not, it's not safe in my personal and professional opinion to do a chemical peel with a microneedling service. I am not a doctor and I'm not going there.
And and I agree with you. The way I look at microneedling and chemical peels is that they're great as therapies that clients can combine over a period of time, but they serve completely different purposes. One is to kind of peel off that skin and stimulate cellular turnover, and the other one is just specifically to create a wound. And that wound is not necessarily about penetrating products in, even though I know many times people do that, but that's not how I use microneedling. I use it more just for the collagen induction. And so with microneedling, for me, that's a treatment. Then I want their skin to heal. I want to look at the response, and then I may or may not book another microneedling, or I might go for a chemical peel, depending on what kind of results they want. So that's what I would do, kind of stagger them in maybe monthly, at least a monthly break. 3 to 4 weeks would be the shortest time that I would spread them out, but that's me personally. And let's see, I know we have some more in here. Oh goodness, we do. Hold on. Do you have to be, Jasmine, I'm asking some of these so other people can hear them. Do you have to be a master esthetician to work with the the 70% cryoprotective lactic acid? Jasmine had put on there, no, but you should recommend. She recommends working up to it. So it's not something you would just start with anybody, but I don't think that it requires you to be a master esthetician. Am I correct?
Not that I have seen. I know here in the state of Washington, they do differentiate between the two levels. And in the last chemical peel class that I gave here, 70% lactic was okay. Where they draw the line here is you can put down one layer of 50% glycolic, and then above that is master esthetician. But the lactic acid is permissible.
And there's only a few states, I think, that have that duo. I know that my master license is in Virginia, and I do keep that, but I'm now in North Carolina and they don't have that. So I have licenses in 3 different states right now. And they're all, I think the names on all the licenses are different too. Would you, there's another question. Would you suggest doing your microcurrent before or after administering a peel? And I think that you had answered that earlier. You would do your peel first.
Yes.
And then you would do your microcurrent, and I concur completely with that. So if you want to elaborate on that, I think it's mainly because you're getting that control. Also, when we do the microcurrent, that is part of they're kind of relaxing at that point, and that's a nice time to help penetrate products into the skin, and you've already exfoliated some of the dead cells off. So that's kind of what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying during the presentation, is a lot of these modalities are follow-up modalities. So you use your chemical peel to exfoliate and open up that skin to take in all the product and serums that you are now doing to it, and then your modalities are helping all that penetration happen. So technically, unless there's a case that you really wanted to follow up with a peel for a specific reason on a specific client, the peel is always going to be more advantageous to do first.
And I think the only times I've ever seen, sometimes there are a few peels that you could layer on and leave on. Those would be the ones you could do at the end, but like boosters and things like that. But they're typically leave-on products, not necessarily neutralizable peels. The next question is, what peel do you recommend the most for melasma? So out of all the peels that we've gone over, what would be your go-to for that?
To me, it's going to depend on their Fitzpatrick. If it is a melasma issue with someone who is an expectant mother, I'm going to go with my prenatal peel in Prana. If it is somebody who has melasma issues and they're a higher Fitzpatrick, I'm going with my Mandelic. If it is someone who is a lower Fitzpatrick and they have melasma issues, then I am going to go with my green tea or my glycolic.
Gotcha. And would you mind telling?
It really depends on their Fitzpatrick scales and their conditions.
Exactly. And I think you touched on something with the prenatal peel. Did you or could you go over exactly what's in that peel? Because I think that is a peel that so many estheticians are fascinated by, because we have so many limitations when we're dealing with pregnant clients.
Yeah, let me take, and I have my data sheets here, so give me just a second. I did want to take in touch real quick on Glenda. I noticed that she asked about percentages and peels and concentrations. So Glenda, what that is your concentration is the amount of the acid that is suspended in its carrier. Your pH is the strength of that acid. That's the difference between a concentration and the pH. That's the two numbers that you constantly see. So if it's a 50% glycolic, then that means there's 50% of acid to 50% carrier. And then you have your pH, which is how strong that particular acid is in that bottle. I hope that clears that up for you.
And both need to be looked at when doing treatments. So you always want to know what your percentage is, and you want to know what your pH is. So
yeah,
you never want to have just one without the other.
Yeah, you want to know exactly how much of that acid is going to be in that carrier that you're putting on the skin. All right, so our prenatal peel, the ingredients on that is going to be mandelic acid. That is the majority of, yes, right there, is the majority of the ingredients in the prenatal peel is mandelic acid. And then we're going to have mallow, peppermint, palmyra, and then about 4 or 5 other flowers in there. So it's a very mild, delicate peel. This is a beautiful peel for prenatal. This is a beautiful peel for super sensitive skin. It's beautiful. It's a very beautiful peel. Thank you, Jasmine.
I'm still having fun with my webcam. Sorry, guys. It's like a new toy, and I'm just trying to get it to work the way I want it to. And it's so cloudy here. I know Tina said she's in Seattle, and she's like, oh, it's cloudy here. It's like it's cloudy here all the time. I'm like, it's so cloudy here. So it's making the room super, super, super dark. Amber, am I missing any questions? I'm looking on my screen, and I'm scrolling down and making sure I don't miss anything.
No. That I'm aware of. You already answered the why couldn't you use a peel after microdermaplane or dermaplane?
Mm-hmm. We did that. We did that. Okay, guys, if you have more questions, here's another thing, is when you're posting your selfie on the Esthetician Connection Facebook group page, when you're posting that selfie to enter to win, you can also put a question in there. So if we did not answer your questions, please go ahead and type it in there, because Tina and I and Jasmine can pop into the Facebook group and we can make sure that those questions are answered if for some reason we did miss it. So what we're giving away is 3 of you are going to win the Sports Shield from Clear Choice. This is their SPF 45. I'm trying to get it to zoom. This is a 4-ounce tube. It's won awards, and 3 of you guys are going to win this. And the way you enter is you post a photo of you taking the Zoom class, put the hashtag EC loves Dermastart on your photo, because I'm not on the photo, but in the comment. And that way we'll know what to look for when we're trying to find some winners. If you've got questions, go ahead and put it in this thread. And tomorrow, if all goes well, I should do my spa side chat at noon Eastern. And then we've got more Zoom rooms next week. Every Tuesday, Thursday, 2 o'clock Eastern is when we bring you education. And then Amber works so hard and gets them up on YouTube for you. If for some reason you've missed any of our past Zoom rooms and you want to go ahead and review them, go to the Esthetician Connection YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and then you'll be able to get pinged when we add new educational videos. Tina, I want to thank you so much. And Jasmine, I know we can't see you, but I know you're here. Thank you so much for doing this. I had a lot of fun. Peels is a huge passion of mine. And I can't thank you enough for putting some attention on this and sharing some of your knowledge and expertise.
Well, thank you very much, Sheri. We really appreciated it. And you know, Dermastart loves working with Esthetician Connection. We love all of our estheticians. And it was a lot of fun this morning. I did see someone ask if we could recommend an oxy machine. I personally cannot. I have no preference. So maybe you could answer that for them in a after answer. So thank you so much, guys. And I hope you had a great time and enjoy your day.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.